so that I can sing tonight at the premiere of Paramount's new full-length color cartoon, Gulliver's Travels, in which I sing the role of Prince David. Jessica Dragonette, who sings the role of Princess Glory, is down here for the premiere, too. And she has graciously accepted my invitation to be our guest today. So, all things considered, I want to say, it's a happy day. Toodle-oodle-oodle-oodle-oodle-ay. For you and me, for us and we, all the clouds have rolled away. It's a happy day. Toodle-oodle-oodle-oodle-oodle-ay. The sun shines bright and the world's all right. It's a happy day. It's a happy day.
We'll be right back. More after this. WCBS Through the Years.
Through the Years continues.
I'm Paul Burdine.
And I'm Wayne Cabot.
Here we are now in October of 1940, which you have to believe was about the moment people began swearing in the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, right?
It's when cars began taking over, and we needed a way to get from Manhattan to Brooklyn, Brooklyn to Manhattan, underwater, because the bridges were already getting clogged up.
FDR and Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? We speak to you now from downtown Brooklyn at Hamilton Avenue and Van Brunt Street along the East River, the scene for the groundbreaking ceremonies of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, the $80 million project which is to link the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn. The preliminary ceremonies are now in progress, and in just a moment or so, we will take you to the speaker's platform. The principal speakers of the occasion will be the President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, and the Mayor of the City of New York, Fiorello H. LaGuardia.
I take great pleasure in introducing to you our Mayor, Fiorello H. LaGuardia. Mr. President, Governor, ladies and gentlemen, just another of the many occasions that New York City extends its thanks to President Roosevelt for making possible so many necessary public improvements. Now I have but one function to perform, and that is, Mr. President, today we break the ground for the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. It will take 4 years to complete. I now extend to you a formal official invitation to attend the opening in your capacity as President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, President.
Governor Lehman, Mr. Mayor, I'm very happy to be back in my state, our state. I'm very happy to take part again in the breaking of ground and the commencing of another great project by which the people of this city can more easily go from one part of the city to the other.
Well, as we were chugging away in New York City, making our way through the new tunnel, we were watching the headlines and now hearing the headlines on the radio about what was happening on the European front.
Bob Trout and Edward R. Murrah.
This is London. Sitting opposite me is Mr. A.L. Easterman, chief foreign correspondent of the Daily Herald. Now, I think I ought to tell you that the Daily Herald is the official organ of the Labour Party, and in the past has therefore consistently opposed the policies of Mr. Chamberlain's administration. This is London calling Paris.
This is Paris, Admiral. This is Thomas Granted in Paris. Last night, the news went around Paris that Hitler's reply to the British government was lengthy. It was obvious that the German Chancellor was still in an argumentative mood.
This is Bob Trout bringing you the news of Europe as it now stands at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. First, Adolf Hitler has issued a decree forming a ministerial council for the defense of the Reich. And the latest word from Berlin declares that the purpose of this council, which will be headed by Field Marshal Goering, is to provide uniform guidance of the administration of all German industry. This is the situation as it now stands. For further developments on the European situation, keep tuned to your Columbia station.
Everyone was glued to what was happening on our radios. H.V. Kaltenborn is a legendary name, CBS News correspondent, and he says everybody had a radio and everybody was listening to what was happening in Europe.
All over, wherever you went, you saw people carrying radios because they were listening to the crisis and didn't want to lose a minute of it. That for the first time, the entire country was aware of the fact that the actions of one of these dictators operating over there in Europe could plunge this country into a world war.
1941 was the year that what was WABC, soon to be WCBS after World War II, landed at the frequency we know today, 880 on the AM band.
And something major, as we all know, happened that year in 1941, and the most historic event perhaps to occur in this country in that century, the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And I've never heard this clip before. I can't wait to hear it right now. I'm not sure anyone's heard this in a very long time. Here's CBS reporter Webley Edwards, who was in Honolulu as the bombs were dropping, and we picked up the feed from Honolulu that fateful day.
Everybody throughout the territory of Hawaii, run on your radios loud so that your neighbors can hear it. Here's the announcement. A statement by Lieutenant General Walter C. Short, Commanding General of the Hawaiian Department. Quote, Governor Poindexter has just proclaimed martial law. Prisoners, when captured, will be turned over to the nearest military patrol, police patrol, or police station. Information regarding suspicious persons will be telephoned to the Provost Marshal at Honolulu telephone number 2948. A complete blackout of the entire territory will go into effect at nightfall tonight. Anyone violating the blackout by showing a light will be summarily dealt with. All civilian traffic, except in cases of direct emergency, will cease at dark.
More coming up. WCBS through the years.
Open calendar. What's my schedule?